The Aesthetic Center knows that people want to be confident in their appearance, especially for the holiday season. And here to tell us more about the services that they provide is facial plastic surgeon Dr. Reginald Rice. Dr. Rice, always great to have you here on the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here, Melissa.
Okay, so for those who are considering perhaps their first procedure, what is a good first procedure for them to really look at?
Well, the principle behind how to choose the most appropriate first procedure is actually really very simple. Right now, you and I, we're talking to each other's eyes, and so you notice the aging process around the eyes first. The brow sagging, the eyelid a little heavy, some of the puffiness in the lower eyelids. So those are what we target when we go after eye rejuvenation surgery.
Okay, so an eye rejuvenation, would that comprise of an upper and lower eye tuck?
Yes,
Okay.
usually that's the most common way we approach it is we'll do an upper eyelid tuck or a lower eyelid tuck, but the brow also plays a role. Where the brow is positioned does contribute. So an eyelid tuck is just simply removing a little bit of skin from the upper eyelid.
Okay.
So it's not as hard on patients as they at first would think it would be.
Anticipate,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So the area that this is targeting then, the upper and lower eyelid tuck then, is the lids themselves then?
The lid, yes. Most of us, it's genetic. How we age and how heavy our eyelid is something that we inherit. And if you have a heavy eyelid, it makes the eye look tired. It can make you look more like you've just had a bad day. And so making that open gives you a more youthful appearance.
And how long does a procedure like this usually take?
Upper eyelids take about 30 to 40 minutes. It's not a long procedure. Lower eyelids, about the same. And then the recovery is probably, between 10 days and 2 weeks. Most patients with the upper eyelids can get back to their routine within 10 days. Lower eyelids take a little bit longer.
And there's also another way, too, to address the eye procedures, right, in addition to the tuck.
Well, I mean, there's a number of different ways that we actually do the procedure. So if we're talking about wrinkles and skin tone, then we may use different modalities to address the skin texture and tone.
Okay.
But usually when we're talking about eyelid tuck, we're talking about actually just removing a little bit of skin or a little bit of the puffiness that causes the lower eyelid to look aged.
Tell me a little bit more, though, about some of these before and after pictures that we're about to see. What was the procedure used here?
Yeah, this patient had an upper and lower eyelid tuck. You can see there's quite a bit of heaviness of the eyelid skin. So, and there's some sun damage as well. We did not address that in her. We just simply went and took some of that extra skin from above and below away. So it smooths out and really just makes the eye look more open, makes her look more youthful.
Yeah, that is a lot more open.
And I would say the same thing here. This patient had extra skin on the upper eyelids and some wrinkles below that she just thought aged her. So we went after that with an upper and lower eyelid tuck as well.
Okay, yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of brightening here, like you mentioned, really just kind of opens it,
It
kind of
does.
draws you a little more in.
Yeah, this patient had just an upper eyelid tuck. We did some skin improvement as well, but the biggest difference is the upper eyelid, just opening that eye up. But you can see the lower eyelid with some resurfacing made the skin much smoother.
Yes, yes, it does. It looks a lot more youthful.
There's also ways to change some of the aging of an Asian eye. This is something that's surprisingly common in my practice, is to have patients ask for improvement, making the eye look more open, but we're also taking some of that heaviness of the upper eyelid out that patients would like.
Yeah, and obviously a very significant difference with all of these patients.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, doctor, what is the benefit, though, of having these type of procedures done by a facial plastic surgeon?
Well, of course, I'm going to be a little bit biased about that, but I think it's important to have good understanding of the anatomy and physiology. Facial plastic surgeons are ENT doctors. Now, the interesting thing about that is that the first plastic surgeons in this country were ENT doctors. General plastic surgery came along in the 70s. So I think having that background of really understanding the anatomy, spending my entire career focused on the head and neck, I think really does pay off in the long run.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense, right? Okay, and you have a special offer for our viewers right now if they are interested. Yeah.
Because of our partnership with Sac&Co, we are offering a $500 discount for patients who choose to schedule before the end of the year. I'm also offering a free consult for those patients. If they want to come in, sit down, we'll talk about their individual needs, and we'll come up with a plan that makes them the happiest.
Wonderful. And where can our viewers go for more information?
They can go to our website at theaestheticscenter.com, aestheticscenter.com, or they can actually call our office.
Wonderful. Doctor, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And everyone, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Sac&Co. Have a blessed Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you soon.